some sad news to report here to you this morning to start the show off. A father and two sons had to be transported to the hospital after a drowning incident in a St. Augustine hotel pool. Now, I got to tell you, I'll give you the story, and then I'll talk to you about why there's not a lot of details and some of the confusion surrounding the story. Regardless, it's just a very sad story. A father and two sons rushed to area hospitals on Wednesday night after a drowning incident in the St. Augustine hotel pool. This happened at the Rodeway Inn on North Ponce de Leon Boulevard. A lot of people were reaching out through the app saying they saw a lot of police activity at this hotel. And the police were investigating the drowning of three people. Apparently, none of the people knew how to swim. It was the father and his two sons. They were apparently from South Florida, from the information that has been reported out there, and didn't know how to swim. Went to the pool, didn't know how to swim. Two elementary-age children airlifted to Wolfson's Hospital in Jacksonville. The 58-year-old father was taken to Ascension's St. Vincent Hospital. I think they're, and I'm not going to get into really the minutia of this story because it's just a very sad story, and we pray for this family, and we hope that outcomes were better than expected last night. But when we reported this last night, of course, police said they are investigating the drowning of three people. However, no fatalities were reported at the time. And a lot of people decided to say that, well, if it's a drowning and nobody died, how is it a drowning? What's going on with this reporting here? Which I can understand. But however,
you can drown and still be brought back in.
Exactly. And also you can continue to try and resuscitate people and not pronounce them dead at the scene. And you can continue to try and resuscitate them while headed to the hospital. We will probably not get much of an update on this story because once people are transported to the hospital, that's medical records. They're not gonna release information from the hospital about the conditions of people. So we hope that EMTs were able to save folks. From what I understand, that the defibrillators, witnesses at the scene were saying defibrillators were used on pretty much everybody. They were trying resuscitation techniques at the scene, but from what I understand, nobody was pronounced dead at the scene. However, that unfortunately doesn't necessarily mean everybody survived.
If they transferred them to, and just what I've known about drowning victims here, they've transferred them to those hospitals, Wilson, and specifically, they're not the closest one. I would say they were not pronounced dead on the scene.
Right. Nobody was pronounced dead on the scene.
They would not have.
Right.
If they didn't think they could have made it that far, that actually could be a positive. Yes. We're hoping it's a positive.
The fact that everybody was transported and nobody was pronounced dead at the scene is good.
Yeah.
So we absolutely hope for the best for this father and his sons, man. Couldn't even imagine. And Troy, as a father, I'm sure it's.
No, I mean, it's why it's so important to teach in Florida, teach your kids to swim. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it sounds like the father didn't know how to swim either. And the things scenarios that are going through my head, did he see him in the pool and then jump in to try and save him himself, or all the different scenarios of what's going through my head? And it's just it's a horrible thought.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
sad all the way around.
It really is. I'll reach out to St. Augustine police later in the day and see if there's any sort of update. But again, once people are taken to the hospital, you'll not always get an update from there.
Yeah, you have HIPAA rules and stuff that protects that information.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Just seems odd that he would go to the pool. I know.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, we don't know the reasons.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if the kids
maybe he was going in to save them or something.
And the brother tried to save the sister. Because I don't know. We don't even know the sex of the children.
Right.
And then,
and were they traveling alone? I don't even know that either.
Yeah.
Like, was there a mom involved?
Yeah, and at the time, police were investigating this as an accidental situation. However, they were talking to folks. They were investigating at least one hotel room and investigating vehicles as well. So again, if there's any update, probably the only updates that will become available are how police are investigating it. If the investigation has changed in any way, we will update you on that. But yeah, just a sad situation.
Yeah, sad.
Just very, very terrible situation.